Oh, what a day, what a day. Let's see if anybody is still hanging out around this time. I don't know how many people might be around. It is about 2 hours past the normal after hours. Hey, Shredda, how's it going, man? Welcome to the aftermarket live stream. How was your day, man? What have you been up to? I missed all the market excitement today. What was an exceptionally long day for me. It's multiple news shows as usual tonight. Oh, okay. I tend to avoid the regular news. Not because of the in general content, just because, it seems like just going off people's tweets, I get a more realistic look at what's going on in the world than from your standard news outlets. Just waiting to go home to Florida. Florida sounds so nice right now. So yeah, let's check the 5. We already pretty much established that got the covered calls on the screen from last week. The ones that I exited but before my stop loss got triggered. I already know that it was the right decision. It just comes down to had a good day in the market. How I actually don't know how my day in the market was. I seriously haven't really had a chance to look all day. This is the first time I'm actually sitting down and looking at the market. So what was last week? Last week was the 28th through the 4th. And of course it is March instead of May, because if it was May, then it'd be May the 4th be with you. Horrible humor, I know. I excel at horrible humor. Okay. So yeah, on the screen right now, this is the week of the covered calls. Hey, Paul, how's it going, man? Yeah, Paul, I'm glad to see you too. So when I punched out, I had a look, and counting the 3 days this week of on call, because I start my 24-hour on call on Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. I already have 13 and a half time units on the week, and it's only Monday. So I am happy to be here. I was going to stream on Friday, but Friday was another one of those super tired late days. But I wanted to at least pop in today. Wasn't sure what time I was getting home tonight, but I wanted to pop in, just to see y'all. I missed everybody. No stream on Friday. We had the weekend. Granted, I can pop in on the weekend and stream, but if people are out and about doing their thing, I don't want to interrupt their weekend, especially market being closed except for cryptocurrencies. And Paul, just so you know, I really did enjoy your stream when I was popping in, and I actually wanted to ask some questions, and I thought even if anyone if people go back and watch it later on, having a couple questions popped in there, it might pique people's interest. So I definitely love popping in on your channel, seeing when you got a video or when you're going live, and interacting, asking questions and whatnot. Good for you. I don't have a big sense of humor. Was it Paul didn't get to pop in? See. So yeah, we established stop losses are an important thing when you're on the selling side of the house, especially when you are when you're playing covered calls against a stock you don't want to lose. Because if you're playing the wheel, if you get assigned, it's no big deal. Because like the Joker from The Dark Knight, it's all part of the plan. Well, if you're playing the wheel, you don't mind when your shares get assigned. When the buying party executes on you, you don't mind it because that's part of how the wheel works. Playing AMC, where I don't want to lose my shares, it's a little bit more dangerous. So that's having a stop loss in place, and you can have a stop loss for even if you're playing calls, and the market starts to pull back, and having it in place already, because we're regular guys. We're not staring at our screens 24/7. So having a stop loss in place is, on a covered call, it's meant to help preserve your shares against assignment. And if you're playing like regular calls or regular puts, a stop loss will help you preserve capital if a trade goes south on you. May the force, yeah. It was a two-part thing. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So we already established that executing before the stop loss was hit saved me money in the long run. If the stop loss triggered, then I was going to end up getting, I was going to lose more money. So by cutting off my stop loss early and closing out manually, I preserved a little bit extra capital. Now, as you see, this was my 70% profit mark down here at the 1614. This is where if it ran down and tagged, I was going to close out, I was going to capture profit. That was going to be my trade. So as you can see, it never, during that time period, got down to my 70% capture. Now, it did run down. It had the 1713 was the low that it hit during my covered call. Unfortunately, at that point, I was already out. I was not paying attention. Maybe I could have seen and marked down, oh, that was the low. Let me go in and see, what percentage of profit it would have been at. But, at that point, I was already out. I had a trading plan. I stuck with it. So, yes, it was a losing trade. But the fact that, if the stop loss got executed as planned, it was part of the plan. It was, it followed the plan that I had laid out. Now, because I exited manually, I was able to preserve a little bit of capital. So yes, it was a losing trade. It was also a good trade because I recognized the threat and got out of it before I lost more money. Had a great live stream. At Smile, Freddie, Moji, Pika Power, Ed K. Got a good push from Clay today with super chats. Got three new subs. Congratulations, man. Last week, I think we got 2 new subs here on the channel. Have I gotten any more since then? I shall pop over. Yeah, we picked up somewhere. We picked up another sub. We are at 75 subs now on the channel here. So if number 75, if you're watching, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. But yeah, so I've been, I was away from the market all day. Super, super busy day. My P&L is not happy, as a lot of people's probably aren't. We're in a bear market. Everything's pulling back. But let me flip through. I kind of want to, CEI, whole lot of notifications here. So I want to flip through real fast and see if we had any green. Oh, here we go. Yeah, thanks, Paul. So yeah, we there is green on my portfolio, and this one we've seen this one before. Oh. Nope. Global Water. I keep a utility in there. My utility company was up almost 1% today. It's not a lot, but when the market is getting beat on, it is good to find green somewhere. It is good, if you have a portfolio, my portfolio is probably, I think I've got like 30, 31, 32, something like that. I've got a decent size. It's not overly filled. There isn't there's not a lot of fluff in my portfolio. I've got specific sectors. I have it broken down into, the regular spiders is 11 sectors. I broke it down, I narrowed it down into 5 categories within the 11 sectors. And I got all those pretty well locked down. I don't know if I actually have all 11 sectors, but there's not a lot of fat. There's not a lot of fluff in my portfolio. It is. I did have a little bit more. I think at one point I was up to a total of 45 or 46 positions. I trimmed it down. Because there was a whole bunch of overlap. There was a whole bunch of dead weight. So I went through my portfolio and evaluated where everybody was at. And on a red day, it's nice to be able to go through and find green. So we got Global Water Resources. We also have Gladstone Land. Gladstone Land, they finished out. They were up almost 1.2% on the day. So yeah, it feels good to look through and not see the entire world as red. Got two. Yeah, actually, I had some pretty good ones today. With how down the market is, this should be no surprise to anyone. ExxonMobil had a great day today. ExxonMobil was 3.6% up today with 0.75 in aftermarket. ExxonMobil, I might want to start. Let's jump over and have a look here. Of course, picked up calls today at the time, 20 cents March 11. He cast that just saying. He picked up calls on which stock? On AMC? I don't know. Matt has him with Tesla. Matt Core should consult with CEI, or yeah, CEI. Yeah, we'll jump over and look at CEI here in just a little bit. I want to kind of just glance over. Okay, wait, those are puts. Not bad prices for ExxonMobil for covered calls or for any kind of calls. Now those are 4 days out. I actually want to go. March monthlies might be too soon. Let's look at April. Let's look at where those monthlies are. Okay, got some 50-cent increments built out. These might actually be kind of good here. Not too far below strike price, or below the current price. 87.50 calls at. You get change back from 500 on them. That is not a bad price. You check your delta. Delta's at almost 54. You'll gain $4 for a $1 run up. Those aren't that bad. The problem is, looking at it, you're losing $6 a day. So that would be, the equivalent of $2 worth of gamma. But of course, getting $54 for a run up. That those could be interesting. We know that the energy sector is seeing huge gains right now. Derp, no. Tiny little yellow icon, and I just happened to click on it. Why is this looking so? Did I click on something weird here? Oh, on the 5 minute. I was like, why does nothing look the way it's supposed to look? Hey, JB Pringleton, how's it going, everybody? Everybody popping in when I wasn't looking. No, JB, the crypto market's open. This is, JB, this is the first time today I've gotten a chance to sit down and look at the market. It was a super busy day at my 8 to 5. Okay, so Shredder, you were saying CEI. Yeah, because I was actually looking at I was looking at CEI. I wasn't sure what I want to do. I hadn't had a chance to really do any good research on it. So you said he got the March 11 calls? Never thought to buy energy stuff. Yeah, see, Paul, that's part of what I was saying. My portfolio, I keep it, I hit multiple sectors. I don't know if just my Weeble. Okay, there we go. Now we're starting to see stuff. March 18th. You said March 11. Depending upon how market opening goes, it might not hurt looking at the $1.50s for those would be the March monthlies ending not this Friday but the following Friday at 32. Those aren't that bad because you're looking at over 63.5 on your delta. And that gamma of almost 34, that would be real nice. You see a dollar run up, and you're looking at losing $2 a day currently at theta. All right, let me get kind of caught up here. I like that though, JB. What are we doing? Market open? Yeah, but Paul, it never hurt. You always hear him talk about not putting all your eggs in one basket. My portfolio, I cover a lot of different sectors. I cover a lot of different space. So yeah, I've got stuff. I've got stocks in the energy sector. See, yeah, that I was debating picking up 200 shares this morning before the at market open or before the market open. I was looking to pick up some shares on it, but looks like it's might have missed my window for a good entry. So yeah, it's I had Global Water Resources, Gladstone Land, ExxonMobil. Let's check Consolidated Edison. This is another energy stock that I have. Yes, when I say I have ED, it's Consolidated Edison. So what are we looking at? Okay, yeah, there's where the day started. It's a 7th today? Well, yeah, it is a 7th today. So yeah, really some highs and lows on Edison. Dropped down. It looked like it was going to run down and test 88.50. Pulled up a little bit short, ran back up. Consolidated Edison looks like they're still looking to maybe have some upward movement. Yeah, Pringleton, if you're heading off to bed and everything, thank you so much for popping in. I definitely appreciate it. But if you got to go sleep, we totally understand. Nearly bought oil, but mostly didn't move much. Yeah, so Energy Transfer, which is a master limited partnership, they were down on the day. They weren't doing as well. Surprising one that I keep getting notifications for having good days, like all the time. Goldfields. So it looks like this one, looks like it gapped up. Man, if I would have seen that gap up to start the day, that would have been the perfect time. Get right to the top, sell at the gap up, wait for it to come back down and buy back in. Because, not all the time, but most times the gaps will fill themselves. They will fill. So that right there, seeing it pop up and then run back down, I could have, had I had a chance to actually pay attention to what was going on. But regardless, still up over 3.33% during hours and up 0.6% after hours. So they did good. They keep recording 52-week highs. I think 3 out of the last, I don't know, 10 market days, 4 out of the last 10 market days, they've recorded 52-week highs. So they've been doing really, really good lately. JB's second bottle of wine is just kicking in. Well, option time was cheaper. It's more now. See, I asked what's worth getting into at these times. And wheat would be a good one. Now, I do not play them, but commodities market and the futures market, you might do good in there. I have not played them. I don't even research them. I play everything straight up. I've never messed around with the commodities market, never messed around with futures, never messed around with warrants or anything like that. So, I play stocks and I play my standard options. My truck is low on oil. I'll wait a few weeks to top it off. Yeah. Yeah, Pringleton. Hope you have a good night. We shall see you tomorrow. And there's another one that's up. God, I swear, if I get a chance, I'm dumping Doge. I just don't see Doge holding up right now. I might just let it sit and ignore it, but I'm not used to gap up and sell like you just yet. Getting there, starting to know patterns, options is what it is, simple and direct. Nostrovia to all cheers. Yeah. Oh, what else was going on? Okay, yeah, Doge. Why must you be so horrible? Why are you evil, Doge? Doge, run up and tag 16 cents so you can go away. I want to roll my Doge into some other positions. There are... Yeah, crypto it is so much a long-term investment right now. It was looking great before, and looking at these are all the cryptos that I'm in, and every single one of them is green right now. But overall, you zoom out and you just see they're not doing good. Oh, that's right. I had another green. The last green in my portfolio. And I'm actually surprised it wasn't my other uranium company. Whoa, what? No, why you give me quotes right now? I'm not even... Hey, come on. Okay, that was weird. I don't know why I did. There we go. Got it pulled up without the glitchiness on there. It's kind of confusing at times to type and explain my thoughts, but I do stay on point about the topic of options trading with you, all jokes aside. Do you think Shib will get $1 by Friday? I asked her the question. Yeah. Yeah, it's so I'm still contemplating. I talked about this a little bit last week, and I am still with Ford's downward movement. I just wonder So gapped up on the second, ran up a bit, and decided it's working its way down. So I'm thinking about, and no, I don't think Shib. Yeah, I think if you have a couple bucks worth of Shib, you'll definitely get $1 for it by Friday. You probably get a couple dollars for it. If you start with $10 worth of Shib, you'll probably get like $9.50. So yeah, you could get $1 for Shib. You just have to have a lot of them. But yeah, I'm kicking around the idea of starting the wheel on Ford. And what I'm looking at, see, I wish the cash secured puts were a little bit better. So it all depends. Ford has to have, it's got to find a bottom. It's got to find a level of support. Right now, Ford is in the zone of play puts, because it's been pulling back. Yeah, since the second, it gapped down and it's slowly been pulling back. Now, of course, as soon as I buy some puts, it'll start running to the moon. We all know how that goes. So let's go 25th. Ford puts option chain's not built below $12. That's interesting. No, that was a little too much. Go to March 18th. Did I just click on the exact same one I was on before? No, I might have. It's been a long day, guys. Yeah, maybe some tight inputs might be good. Granted, those are for next week, not this week. So it does give time to be right, and theta right about a little bit short of $3.50 a day. So yeah, Ford puts might be. I'd like to start running the wheel on Ford. Build up a little bit of capital first. If I can get in, and right now they're worth 52. If it drops $1, now I think rather than a slow play to enter, it might just be better to buy enough Ford shares outright to go ahead and hit that 100 share mark and start running the wheel. Currently, those are 11 days out. I want 4 days out. So yeah, buy tight in. Right about $16 right now. So I would jump in, buy 100 shares. $1,600. And start running $16.50 as my starting for my covered calls in case there's have no Ford. Here's the funny thing. So Ford, this is actually the first stock I ever bought. Ford was the first stock that I ever purchased. And, derp, did that wrong. Let me confirm, because I've gotten okay, because I've got DRIP, dividend reinvestment. This line actually moved. And if y'all know me enough by now, y'all know that I cannot stand. There we go. So because of drip, it has actually increased my share count, which because it's buying when it does it is buying shares at a higher price than where I got in. So currently my average on Ford is 12.51 a share. Your first stock is Motorola. That's not a bad stock to get. I know there are people who start off with stocks like Nokia. Nokia is a sub $5 stock. But yeah, let's. Are you still in Motorola? Which one would do? Oh, New York Stock Exchange. Okay. Holy wow, Motorola's expensive. Am I on the right stock here? $216. I think this is the right stock. Oh, okay. Just saying that was your first one, yeah. But Nokia. Nokia is under $5. Nice. How are their options looking? Nokia is a weekly non-dividend. I know this because it's actually on my list. It was like $11 a share. Oh, okay. But Paul, if I remember correct, you've been in the market for quite a while, though, right? Oh, looks like I got another dividend coming tomorrow. My JNK. It is my bond ETF that I have. Oh wait, puts. On and off. Okay, yeah. Not a lot of options as far as it goes. As far as Nokia goes. Mostly off. How's Nokia? Wow, what a little spike right there, up to almost $10. It kind of makes me wonder what happened there. Opened just under $5, ran up to $9.79. I wonder if that was a squeeze right there. Well, I mean, if you look at it, 1.1 billion shares traded on that day. Yeah, something rather big happened there. 1.1 billion. By comparison, let's go over on AMC. Only 757 million on the run up to 72. So yeah, that was a fairly substantial spike right there. Back to the 5. Friend told you to buy Netflix. The dollar amount 1998 or the year 1990? Because I was. Yeah, Netflix is part of the FANG. But there's talk that the FANG is just getting broken up. $3.50. Netflix still coming down. Oh, the year 98. I didn't know Netflix was around that long ago. God, what a huge gap down. That was brutal right there. $7.99. Oh, DVD by mail, that's right. Yeah, we used to have things like that. There used to be this place called Blockbuster where you could go and like they had like movies all over and you could walk through the oh no no don't create an order. We could walk through the aisles and find a movie you wanted and like they would let you like rent it and you take it home and you bring it back and then back in the day there was this thing called VHS tapes which they always wanted you to rewind for some reason. Yeah, I forgot all about Netflix. Netflix through the mail. I forgot all about that. The funny thing is, I still get emails from Columbia House about my my director's selection, and I haven't been a member of Columbia House in easily over a decade. I know when I was in high school, I had it was a BMG. It was like Columbia House, but it was for music, for CDs, and well, yeah, for CDs and. I really like music, so I didn't mind it much. Hollywood Video, then Blockbuster, then Netflix. There was one we used to always go to down in Slidell, Louisiana, called Nighttime Video. And we used to go there and rent Super Nintendo games. Because I think it was 93 or 94. My dad got me a Super Nintendo for Christmas, or no, it was for my birthday. And used to go and rent games from there and end up having to buy a game because I didn't ever want to give it back. Secret of Mana. Back to Ford. Yeah, I'm just kicking around the idea of running up and getting 100 shares of Ford and starting to run the wheel against it. Looking at the prices right now, I would probably $16.50 on the high end of the wheel and $15.50 on the low end if nothing really changed, but it's still going in a down. Sounds too adult for me. What, we're renting Super Nintendo games? Now, see, something I look for when it comes to the wheel, I would always try to play the wheel at least $1 apart between my my call price at $16.50, put price at $15.50, because no matter what, so you're going to be collecting, you're collecting premium no matter what. You're always going to be collecting premium for the week, whether it's on your covered calls or on your cash secured puts. You always get that premium. The thing is, if you get executed on the high side and then you get executed on the low side, the differential is $1. Well, it's 100 shares. So each time you flip, you're making an additional $100 on top of your premium. So you can do a narrow margin for 50 cents if you wanted to, but right now with it being at $15.97, you're 3 cents away from your covered call being executed. Now that could make for a really, really fast turnaround. If you got the shares and then you're sitting back and like, okay, well, I'll go and sell a covered call. Even if it executes for, essentially a $3 profit, you're getting another $49 of profit from the premium you collect. So yeah, just I'm thinking about opening up a wheel position on Ford just to generate a little bit of extra revenue. Get that little bit of extra cash flow every week coming in. Okay, so speaking of, I want to go check junk real quick. Check my junk. God. Been pulling back. Just ETFs, everything's just getting so beat up on right now. I cannot wait for market turnaround. For all this to be done and all of our favorite stocks to wake up, for the entire market just to wake up and start turning around. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like being able to average down on a lot of positions, but it's just, unfortunately Ford's hard to average down on because I got in so cheap on Ford. Shredda 1983, is that what year you were born? Because if that's the case, I'm like 2 years older than you. GameStop under $100 a share. Just oh, I was already on that screen. Who else might be interesting? Nope, their prices will be super low, their dividends too high. How is AT&T looking for a wheel? We are on the put side of the house. You're right at $23.50, so we need the $23. 23 to 24 would be the window. 19 premium on the put side, 22 on the call side. So 19 low, 22 high. I think Ford is actually better for a cheaper price. $6 better there. $9 better there. Yeah, so Ford, even though Ford's share price is $7-8 a share cheaper, running the wheel with Ford, you'd be making more money on the weekly. Even if you kept that same $1 spread, you'd be making more money on a $16 stock than you would on a $23.50 stock. So going from a cost analysis point of view, it definitely looks like Ford is a better value than AT&T right now. MPW, Medical Properties Trust. Yep, Medical Properties Trust. Just kind of looking around, just trying to see, I want to have a look to see if there are any good position. Oh, okay. So they only offer, is that monthly dividends? Or monthly, only monthly options on them. You young whippersnapper. Hey, I'm not, I'm only 2 years older than him, so yeah, I could still be considered young. I mean, it's not my fault, Paul, that you're a decade older than me. So, Medical Property Trust would end up being, it would be a longer wheel in that it's not a weekly, they don't have weekly options, they're monthly. Now, it's not looking bad right now because, okay, we're on the put side of the house. Solid dollar increments. So you'd be going cash secured puts, $52 premium, and flip the calls over. Yeah, with how long you have to wait, monthly options Frank Old Whippersnapper. Yeah. Yeah, that one is not does not look to be as good, as effective at bringing in money. That's the thing. You want to kind of find a little bit more. I don't want to say stable, but let's check Arbor. You want to find something that can bring in a little bit more consistent cash flow. See, looking at these are $2.50 spreads. And same thing, these are monthly options. They do not offer weekly options. So that's something to keep an eye on when you're looking through trying to find options plays. Are you satisfied just playing monthlies? Do you want to find a stock that you can play weeklies on? A lot of it comes down to just your personal preference, what you're looking at, what kind of rotation you're looking at. Palantir, PLTR. Okay, we got weeklies here. Now, with this being only an $11 stock, I'm not expecting a huge spread. So covered calls at the 11:30 mark or 11:50 mark, you're looking at $30 premium collected, and the put side of the house, cash secured put. Of course, like I said, you don't have to, but keeping a $1 spread when you're running a wheel, it basically means that every time you flip it, it's $100 profit. And that's the only reason there's nothing wrong with running tighter margin and just running this $50 profit. It stands a better chance that the narrower your window, the more it'll get flipped. So potentially, running a 50-cent window does give you the more chances of the execution. So it all depends what kind of trades you're looking for, and it doesn't hurt that it is not right on the mark. As we were looking at, who was that? Ford was 3 cents away. It was $15.97. So it is a lot closer. A lot closer to that execution point. Which again, if you're looking for a rapid turnaround, and that would be on the covered call side of the house. So yeah, that a rapid turnaround would not be a bad thing right there. And let's jump over to Amy. Have a look at AMC. Okay, we're on the put side of the house. Bull puts. $9. Let's just go ahead and bring the whole thing up. Rather than eyeballing it, see what the official numbers are. So 1350 to 14, those are potentially 20% profit right there. Put up $50 worth of collateral, collect 10 cents worth of premium. Even better, 40% on these, but you are less than $1 outside of the window. Yeah, these numbers will change drastically by market open, because if you look at it, you go from 10 cents to 20 cents to 21 cent. When you're talking about a 50-cent differential in your strike prices, there's no way there should be a 1 cent discrepancy in your options play. So yeah, that's just it's. I don't want to say a glitch, but it's just data carry over to the next day. But yeah, to give yourself a little bit extra of a buffer. And these realistically tomorrow, if everything stays the same, those should open about $15 to $16. just kind of looking at the midpoint between your two contracts that are bracketing, because there's no way that there's no way this is up 185%, but the other option plays are under 100%. It just that just looks like a data abnormality. That is not actually reflective of the price. Let's see. $1850s at 20, 2,000 contracts. Any idea the market maker change time? You mean when those numbers will change? Right now, the market is leaning towards certain stocks of survival. Yeah, that's it is definitely well, I mean, even just looking at mine, I've got stuff in the energy sector and utilities. They are holding up better. Those numbers won't change until the market actually opens. All options numbers, as soon as the market closes, that might have been somebody might have kicked off a buzzer beater. They might have gotten a last second trade in that wasn't the other prices around them didn't reflect, or they were the last one that came through. But as soon as the market closes, all these prices are locked, and they stay locked until the market opens. That would be 9:30 Eastern. That's market open. That's when the option chains will update. Maybe a couple minutes after. They kind of that initial spike of volatility in the market can really mess with some of the options contracts. So they kind of give it a minute or two before they update those, because otherwise people could really play. So there are orders to get put in while the market is closed, and if you're not set up with your brokerage for before hours, after hours trading, all of those are basically standing by waiting for the market to open so they can get executed. So in the option chain, you will see a little bit of lag before they update the numbers, just to avoid people putting in high prices to take advantage of the spike of all the off market, meaning off market hours orders that are put in. Because when those come in, it does take a minute or two for all those additional orders to actually pop in and get executed and reflected on the ticker tape. So yeah, there is a little bit of lag on the options updating in the morning. Usually it's only about a minute or two. And it's just for that reason of people, it'd be very easy for people to take advantage of, a super spike, a whole bunch of orders coming through, and they can see it in the pre-market, or they can see, if they go to lit exchanges and those orders are standing by, I'm sure there's a mechanism out there where they can see that those orders are coming through, so they know, man, it's looking like we'll get in, at market open, we're going to have an extra 3 million buys coming in and only 500,000 sells. So we know that the price is going to spike up. People could actually use that, if they had, it's possible if they had the right data, like some people have the level 2 and Webull and everything. It's possible they could see that and they could actually time the open and have an, I wouldn't want to say an unfair advantage, but they could take advantage of those spikes and really disrupt the natural flow for the option chain. Yeah, so most mornings I do notice a little bit of a lag in the option chain updating. Last time you touched up on being able to still trade after hours, limit buy, but can you sell? I haven't. Yeah, you can still you can buy and sell if your broker allows aftermarket trading. I don't know. I've actually done direct A to B to C with Paul before because he is on Robinhood. If you have Robinhood on your phone, it is rather easy to go through. And all it is when you click on the button, and it should, all brokerages that offer it should have it set up the same, but it's like on Robinhood. So I'm on AMC. I click trade, and it works the same whether you're buying or selling. So it takes you to the screen where you can type in the amount. Right now it says dollars. I click on that and I look and it has conditional orders, whether you want to do limit orders or stop orders. And all you do is click on there. So yeah, if I wanted to buy after hours, I would just click on a limit order and tell it the price that I would be looking for. So it's 1524 is market price. I could type in 1520, tell it, let me run through here just so... Yeah, it's $15 even. So on the next screen, it would just go into... it would have market hours only or extended hours. So I would just click on extended hours. And see, it is only good... It's already closed out because extended hours for Robinhood is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So anything within that window, I can click extended hours, and I'd be able to, choose what days I wanted. So I click on extended hours, and I can actually set it up so I can either pick through 5 p.m. tomorrow, meaning this order could be executed in the pre-market at 8 a.m. when the pre-market goes up, which would be 9 o'clock market time, 8 o'clock my time, and it would continue going through 5 o'clock tomorrow. Or I could even set it... it has up to 90 days. It's called the good till, and it would basically have that order open till June 6th to execute that order. And you would do the same thing if you were on the selling side of the house. So we would go trade, sell, and the sell limit order. And you can do limit orders on the high side and stop orders on the bottom side. And they're just ways that you can have orders set to protect yourself on certain stocks, whether you think it's going to run up and you want to sell at a specific point, or you think it's going to drop and you want to be able to protect yourself on the downside. Interesting. I'll check it out. Lately, I haven't gotten any messages about being a pattern day trader. I can trade all day long no matter what. I always wonder why prices go up and down after the bell. Now I know. Yeah, there's still trading going on. And depending upon what broker you're on, technically, if there is an if you're looking to buy, and I don't know about 24-hour trading, but I think there are some markets out there. They might be, the Nikkei might be a 24-hour. There are brokers out there that might, have super extended hours or run 24 hours a day. That, if you're a buyer, if you find a seller, you can execute a trade. I've never delved into that too much, but as long as there's a buyer and a seller who meet and agree, and the brokerage, operates within those hours, yeah, that's the potential for the trade is always there. Yeah, I'm not sure. So you haven't gotten any messages on pattern day trading? Yeah, I don't know about that. It's do they have any kind of... See, I can't even see on mine. Oh, that's what I was doing. Yes, I'm just kind of looking around and seeing how some of the option chains look uh, a little bit further away. Just back to the whole nickel and diming to if I start playing the 1850, it's a fairly safe zone. Got a bit of a buffer. We're looking over a $3 buffer, almost $3.50 buffer to get to that price. So a whole bunch of zones that would have to walk through. And for each contract that gets filled, collecting $20 premium, well, that's easily a share for every contract. Yeah, that is a good question, Paul. Shred, if you want to share what brokerage you're on or what platform you're on. And I've stated before, the main reason that I use Robinhood is because, uh, one, because they were the first ones who accepted me. Oh, limit buy order I get, but selling after hours till 8 p.m. I'll look more into. I have Robinhood. They keep saying I can only do three trades a day, but seller add two. Now I can do all three until. So the way pattern day trading works, you actually have so many day trades you can do within a 5-day period. And the thing is, if you when you execute a day trade and you're under pattern day trading, you execute that trade, you get the mark against you, and that mark will expire in 5 days. So you could do a day trade on Monday, and then do another on Thursday. And when Monday comes back around, that first one will be expired. So you'll still only be on one day trade. So if you find a safe way to do it to where you can execute day trades like that, now a little bit more. It could be a little bit more dangerous, but one thing you can do to avoid pattern day trading, if that's something you're susceptible to, is, and this is extremely risky. Everything in the market has risk to it, but this is particularly risky because of gap up, gap down, and volatility. You can enter into a position right as the market's closing, and then you exit the position very early the next day. You have to have 25K in. Yeah, that's yeah, I don't know why people with under 25,000 in their brokerage are treated differently than people with with over 25,000. I think it's a silly rule that they need to do away with. It's disrespectful to new investors, because why should they have their account limited just because they don't have as much money as other people? Granted, it is for their protection, but there are some people that are smart enough that they pick it up right away. Why can't they? Why shouldn't they be allowed to? But yeah, the close to open, you, you know, enter your position at the close of the day, and then exit your position when the market opens the following day. If you get the favorable result, because the market as a market doesn't care what time of day you execute your trades. You can you could enter 20 positions at the end of the day, and then the very next day close those 20 positions. It's essentially the same thing. The only thing is you're fighting the volatility and any gaps that might result at market open, whether it be a gap up or a gap down. 25K in the market is nothing in my opinion. Yeah, that's but for people just starting out, you get that person. It's their first month in the market, and they just got a couple hundred, and they make a few mistakes that they have to. They realize they got in bad positions they had to get out of. Well, the first week, it may only be $20 that they've been playing with, but if they get hit with, multiple pattern day trades, and whatever restrictions get put in place after that, so they get their account. I think it's that you can't enter into new positions for 30 days or 60 days. I never even really looked at it. That's perfectly okay with me. I'd rather be able to sell before market open or sell after hours. Always helped me out. Not so much these recent months. After hours are slow, but the prices rise. Yeah, that's and if you fall under pattern day trading, you just have to be a little bit careful with it. You can still day trade, but just make sure keep an eye on the count of how many day trades you have, and just if you're already if you're close to that number, or one more would put you over, well, maybe you just have to kind of miss a trade. I'm glad I know I can buy up until 8 p.m. or sell before market opens. Limit buy or sell. Yeah. No, options, you can set your order. You can put your order in, but your options will not actually, your contracts will not be filled until the market opens. Options are the one thing that are dependent upon the market actually being open. There is no pre-market, there's no aftermarket options trading. Pretty much those are market hours only. And if it is the day that the options expire, they actually lock an hour early. So the market closes at 4. Your options will be locked if they're expiring that day at 3. So yeah, if your options expire that day, they're locked an hour before market close. Meaning your options are still there, you just can't touch them because they're going through the process of sorting all of the, sorting it all out into market close, and it stops people from doing buzzer beaters on expiration day. Oh, I keep looking over at this. Okay, I am on AMC. Yeah, I'm just kicking around the idea. I think I might just I might run a small position, super small, just on the 1850, collecting $20 premium. I got to look at it tomorrow. Hopefully I can time it. Hopefully we get a little bit of early market volatility. I would love to see AMC get a spike up to about 1650. That would make these oh so nice. Essentially, it would gain another $8. We're not talking huge amounts of money here. If you're looking for huge amounts of money, keep throwing YOLO calls. Eventually, some of them will hit. Yes, I realize now. Cool options get sorted out. On the other foot, it's different. Paul suggested buying. I heard about buzzer beaters. Yeah, it's I get some days where I look at it and at the going into market close, it's looking really good, and I want to get locked in. Depending upon which direction I think the stock might go the next day. Especially if I'm day trading. If I'm day trading options, those buzzer beaters, if it gets a good run up, if I see a good run coming into market close, I'll take a chance on those buzzer beaters, getting my contract fill, and hoping for, especially, if it's getting towards the end of the day and I want to throw some puts out there, and I think that the market's going to gap down at open, that if I can get those puts in, buy those puts, or from the other side, if I'm selling covered calls right at the end of market and I think we're going to gap down, I'll sell my covered calls and then buy to close as soon as the market opens. There are multiple mechanisms for capturing profits on the downside. I am more of a seller, though. That's the thing is, when you're buying calls, your upside is unlimited. Essentially, you have an unlimited upside. The thing is, when it comes to selling, there are more ways to win when you're selling, and that's I like having I like that 66% chance of having a winning trade. Just off of, does a stock go up? Does it trade sideways? Does it go down? 66% of those result in me making money. Now, I'm not going to make as much money as the person, who picks the right stock at the right time, buys calls, and it, huge gap up, huge run up, whatever mechanism causes it. But as a result, the price of the options just go sky high. I remember the buzzer beater was either a penny gained or lost. Trippy to think how, no matter how low AMC keeps going, if we ended up green by a buzzer beater penny, the hedgies bled red. Are you talking about like the last minute of the day? Like when we're battling at a dollar mark for if options go in the money or not. Because I know those are. I love it when Claybro starts doing the auctioneer voice at market close and the market's just going crazy. Yeah. That's not even a share. $19 would get the $19 strike price. That'd get you a share for every contract you entered. Well, a lot of that's dependent upon where your average is at. How'd the SPY look today? Like I said, I didn't get a chance to see anything in the market. Oh, yeah. Gee, the SPY looks fairly the same. I'm not even going to bother running through the Qs and IWM because we know they're going to look the same. How did PROG do today? Looking at it, I did pretty good on my exit on PROG shares. I'm still waiting for us to get below the 110 so I can buy back in. But the fact is that, I sold 100 shares at 136, 100 shares at 137, 100 shares at 138. And here we are now at $1.12. I still think that was great timing on those. Just a little bit of cash here and there. So let's go through. I'm going to do a little bit of math here. I'm doing all this math in my head. I'm not using a calculator or anything like that. Alright, so 136. 7 plus 8. Clear, so 411 divided by, we'll be conservative, we'll say I'll get it at $1.14 tomorrow. Divided by $1.14. So basically those 300 shares that I sold, I can take the money, buy back in, and 300 shares turns into 360 and a half shares. That's if I get back in at $1.14. We run down lower, the lower it goes, the more shares I get. But yeah, all I was doing, I had a bunch of shares, and I was just looking to, I was wondering, because the price wasn't moving. It would look like it was barcoding, but it was staying at 135. I'm like, I wonder. So I went ahead and put in 3 limit orders after hours, one for 136, 135, 138. 136, 37, 38, and all of them executed, and the price never moved off 135. So I'm guessing there were people out there that had orders in also, and we just kind of met up after hours and executed the trade, but it never was reflected in the price. I don't know what was up with that. Is that where your average is at, Paul? You're at 133 average on PROG? Go on Shark Tank and don't steal my idea. But guys, it is getting late. It has been a super, super long day for me. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out a bit this evening. Yeah, I wanted to come in tonight because I didn't want y'all to know I didn't forget about y'all, and it's just it's been a couple busy days at work, but shout out to everyone who stopped by and visited. JB Pringleton, they were in here earlier. JB Pringleton, Shredder, Paul, who I could have sworn, I thought we might have had other people. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it looks like that was about everyone who was in today. But if you get a chance, I'll hook you up, Shredder. But yeah, if y'all get a chance, I messaged Grandpa Barney earlier just to check up on him, see how he's doing. He's in good spirits. I know he popped in. I heard him pop in on Claybro's channel. But yeah, if you get a chance, just pop over. Let Grandpa Barney know you're thinking about him, and hopefully he gets well soon. I know he's got a lot going on right now, and I know not being able to do anything, being out of the game, it's not fun. I know I had whatever stomach thing that took me out for like 2 or 3 days. But yeah, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Definitely have a good evening. I'll see y'all over on Claybro's channel. Thank you for stopping by, visiting. If you know anyone who might be interested, let's grow this channel together. If you know any people who might want to come in and hang out and subscribe. But until tomorrow, wish everybody good health and good trades. I will see y'all in Claybros tomorrow.